It's a delight to be here today, a real joy to be with you. Actually, I think it's my Christmas gift to be able to see your beautiful faces, to stand in this space again, and to share light with each other. Delyth, I headed up from Florida and got here and got a message from Delyth that she was heading to Florida. So it seemed like an even exchange. It's been fascinating knowing this place, the Interfaith Center for Spiritual Growth, knowing the people, seeing the light that Dave talked about earlier, that we focused on in the meditation, seeing the light in all of the goings on here, in seeing the light in each person. And when I see, coming back from being mostly in Florida for a few years, seeing you, seeing your dedication to this place, the service that you offer, the deep devotion that many of you have given, coming and preparing for events and dinners and cleaning up afterward, making this a spatial home, a fellowship, a celebration of light, the expression of light. And doing this in the midst of the turmoil of the world, the difficulties of life, the challenges, the stresses, what sometimes seems crazy and chaotic, and differences between personalities, different viewpoints. But to see you as bright rays of God light, I mean that literally. I do not create a separation. I believe that each of you is a ray of God light. Expressing in physical form, to be able to look at itself from many perspectives, to evolve, to grow, to comprehend, to see what can be expressed, to see how love can grow in the universe. To give love even in difficult situations, even when you don't understand another and they don't understand you. To have tolerance for each other. And when I first started coming here, when this congregation was in a school, and it was a quirky group. I mean, it was different. And everybody had a chance to express a little bit. And people would do readings and skits and things that I can't give a name to, and prayers and meditations and dialogues, poetry, dance. And it was so beautiful to see that, what was so different from any church I had ever attended, to see the light expressing in all of those unique ways, just beautiful. And to come to a place that I believe gave the very best hugs in all of Michigan, that was certainly a highlight to come in the door and get a big hug from Joy, for instance. There were people who were really good huggers, and you'd get a 20-second hug or a 40-second hug, enough for the heart to entrain to the other heart, to deeply feel the other, to move into a space of connectedness that was not permitted in other spaces, but that was permitted in this space. And I just want to say thank you to this guy here. for many inspiring sermons, and for a vision, and for such dedication. You know, doing all the work, helping build the structure, and going out and seeing the people in the hospitals and the people who are having trouble and being there for them. You are a great pastor, a great expression of that life. And the one thing that I really treasured was open mic. I've never seen it practiced this way in any other congregation that I've ever been in. To have the minister, you know, who in most places is an authority and they've got the answers and they deliver it to you, and then you have it, you know, it's like, and what do you think? I've seen places where the minister will let people ask them questions and they think they've taken a great step of openness. You know, they're going to let somebody ask a question. This guy was willing to let people speak and even say that they didn't agree with him. You know, that's a beautiful space. I mean, that's the light shining. I hope you realize the treasure that you have here. I hope you see the role that you play. I hope you see yourself as the light, as that divine light that shines in many forms and is very happy to shine in many forms, to express its uniqueness fully. And that light is what it's all about. You know, sometimes we focus on the forms. We focus on the personality and how the personality is different than our personality and how the other personality doesn't do what we think it should, and so forth. Sometimes that's 90%. Sometimes that's 100% of our focus. It fills our mind, and we don't see the light within. It blinds us to the light within ourselves, and it blinds us to the light within the other. I just want to honor this space. I want to honor the light for choosing to dance here, to be shining here. And I want to share with you that there is a path of awareness, and that light is awareness. It's the path of tuning in to awareness. Many people talk about being the observer. I'm talking about going beyond that. I'm talking about being the observer of the light that is the source of all observing, that is the source of all expression, the light that gets physical, the light that gets physical enough to be here now in all of this. To honor it, to see it deeply. To create the space in your life each day whereby you tap into that light until you feel it so clear, so bright within you. And it sort of fills you and it expands through all of you, and it feels like it's just standing there and that it's standing in you. And you really can't find any point of separation between you and it, because truly it is the vitality of you, the presence of you, the capacity to be self-aware, the capacity to move and act and express. That's it. And it's simply playing out in a form. And many of us have identified with the form as being what we are. It's quite happy with the form. It understands that the form is changing and shifting and evolving, and that life is difficult and complex. It doesn't have a problem with that. It's like a great big, where everyone is in costume and everybody's playing parts, but there's one mind, one self, one energy that is animating it all. And that gives you a little opportunity to have some will, to move toward it, to move away from it, to move toward others, to open to others, to close. Its capacity to express, to see, to move in certain ways, it's a gift that is given in each of us. And we have chances to make decisions, chances to take actions, using the foundation of its perception and its vitality. Our perceptions and our actions become more harmonious as we tap into it, as we're not quite so focused outward. So if we create space each day to tap into it and invite it to be so present, so illuminating, then it says, yes, this is my show. This is my life. This is my creation. I'm here. I'll live it in you. And you won't see this separation point between me and you. There will be union. I will dwell here. I am this. And you say, I am that. I am that. And it says, I am this. Okay? This is a beautiful season. I know many people have pain at this season. But in Denmark, there's a special word, and I meant to find it, but it gets dark up in Denmark. It gets dark here at this point in time, in the season. But when it gets dark, we begin to focus on the light. And we begin to put lights in our windows, and we begin to put lights on our trees, and we wear our flashy jewelry, and we create light because we're beings of light. And we come together, and we're warm and cozy with each other, and sometimes it's at this time of year that some of the sweetest moments are, some of the sweetest memories, because you're tuning into the light. You're beginning to be the light in some of the spaces that you walk into, and you're beginning to see the light in others. Always make the most of this season. Always make the most of this season. Yes, there was a great light that inspired us all deeply, that has touched the world. And I'd celebrate his birthday, his life, any day of the year. Who can argue with light? There's other lights. I'd celebrate them too. It helps us focus. It helps us tune in. It helps us touch that part within ourselves and within others. When I got the message to be here, I've been practicing on tuning into the light. It wasn't what Dave Winfree wanted to say today. It's what would you say? What would you share? I just want that voice to be heard. I want that voice, that self, that receptive awareness to hear and receive you, to really see you, to connect deeply with you, to love you. So, a season of light, a people of light, a community of light, dedicated to seeing that light, to touching into it, to tuning into it, to tune into it in ourselves, and to tune into it in others, to feel the unity, the union, the oneness, the depth, the love, the sweetness, to feel the infinity of it, the eternity of it, to really know it deeply. When this takes place throughout humanity, and you have a role in helping that happen, this earth will become a heaven. This earth will become the heaven that we've all sought and wanted, right here, right here. Hold that vision. Be that light. Make it your point of focus. If you catch yourself focusing on the problems, the personality, the difficulties, turn your mind again to the light. Place the fullness of your awareness upon it and let it fill you up so that when you walk out the door, it walks out the door in you. When you meet others, it meets them, it welcomes them, it greets them. It hears their pain, it reaches out. In closing, if you could all stand again. Highest light. And you may take hands. I see some of you taking hands. Let's take hands. Let's hold the hand of another person. Move if you need to. Let's be in a state of oneness and unity. Oneness and sweetness and grace. Highest light. Illuminate us. May you heal us. May you transfigure us. May you give us a higher vision of ourselves, of you walking in us, of you being the voice that others hear when we speak, of it being you who touches them through us, that it be you who receives them, that it be your grace flowing through us, your bright self, your energy, your expressive power. May we be empowered by you to stand in the world as bright, bright extensions of yourself. As the nerve fibers of that divine expressive mind that extend into physicality and animate a body for the purpose of expressing and blessing and gracing the world through many points of light. May you bless each one here with a gift appropriate for them, a gift made by you and delivered in this space, an insight, a quality, and uplift, some sweetness, some grace that would lift us on our path, that would help us to evolve, that would take us one step higher and give us a willingness to assimilate what you've given, and then to ask for more grace, more light, that we may take another step higher, that we may build the world that we have dreamed of, the world that you hold in your mind, that we fully express the highest vision that you have in your mind of us, that all of us would attain to your highest expression. Your highest expression. Bless us with love. Bless us with unity. Help us make a difference. Let us be that community of light. Let every day be a season of light. Supreme light. Supreme grace. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now it's open mic.